channel update video. Have I ever done one of these? I don't think I've ever done one, but I guess it's mandatory to do this if you're a YouTuber. So here it is. Here it is, my first ever channel update video. And it's actually a pretty big one. So if you're a regular viewer who watches most of my reviews or even some of my reviews, or in fact if you watch all of them, then you're amazing. But if you do, then stick around for this because it's a pretty big change. It's a change that I feel is necessary, but also some people may be a bit like, why are you doing this? So I'm going to explain what I'm doing here with my channel because I think it's something that is needed to be done for a while, but I've just never been sure on whether to do it or not. So recently I posted on Twitter like a poll if my rating system, my grading system was confusing, and would it be just better if I just did a standard 0 to 10 0 to 10 rating system like most of the critics do. And I just thought people were going to be like, nah, it's fine, it's a good system, just keep it as it is. But it turns out no, quite a majority of people said that yeah, you should change it and put it as a 0 to 10 system instead, and it was like 68% to 32% or something like that, or 66% to 34%. It was around that region, which I thought was really surprising because I thought it would swing one way but be like 1 or 2%. It would be like Brexit or something, you know. I thought it'd just be a very small amount of people that would decide on one thing, but it was quite a big gap, which got me a little worried, I must admit. I thought like, oh shit, this entire time I've been doing this system and people would have just preferred me doing a very simple, basic 0 to 10 system that's way more accessible and way more easier to grasp. Because this has become quite a thing on my channel where like I'll give something a C or a C plus and people comment, you know, people that have never been to the channel will comment before and be like, hey, like, you know, this deserves way more than a C, like it's better than just an average album. And I reply back and be like, yeah, C is like a positive grade on my channel, like it's not like I'm shitting on this album. I said in the review good things and then I've ended the review with a good score. But people just don't get it, and I know a lot of people out there get the system. I have a channel trailer explaining it, so it's not really that hard to grasp. But I think if you're a critic, or if you call yourself a critic, then if there are people out there that don't understand your system, then that's kind of a problem. Even if it's just a few, or if it's just a select amount, it's a problem. Obviously they're a very small crowd, it's a minority of people that don't understand it, but there shouldn't be anyone not understanding it, if you know what I mean. Like there shouldn't ever be someone commenting saying that they don't get it, even if like, I don't know, like 80% of people understand it and 20% don't. There shouldn't be a 20%, if you know what I mean. There should be 100% understanding of what I'm trying to say. And one of the more worrying things as well was not too long ago, it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago I think, someone that comments on most of my videos, it has been for a while, a good number of months now, regularly comments, you know, supports what I do, and always has something to say, has an opinion, which is really cool, which is like, it's something that I like. Even like after months of watching me and commenting, they commented like in a confused state, as if like, why did you give this a C plus? I can't remember what it was, what album it was, but I gave it a C plus, and they were confused as to why I was so negative. And I just replied back like, hey, like, no, C plus is good. Like, I'm sorry you saw it as a negative thing, but it's actually not. And that just really hit me. I was like, holy shit, this person's been watching for like months and they still don't get what I'm trying to say. That's bad. That's not good. That is not good. And so I've come to the conclusion that it's time to change the system, which I think I can afford to do. I mean, I have a really solid fan base at the minute. Like, you know, I've recently hit 600. The music reviewing critic community doesn't ever like boom into like the millions, you know. Only a select amount of reviewers have ever done that, or even in the hundreds of thousands. It's very rare. But you know, I'm still at like 600. You know, it's not really a point where I'm big. I'm not really like, you know, popping and like blowing up, and so I feel like I can afford to make a change to the channel without it really affecting anything. The point I'm trying to make here is that if I was at like 200,000, then this would be a risky thing to do. This could damage your brand, but you know, I'm still relatively small, so I feel like doing a change like this can't really affect things too much. And to be honest, I feel like this change will actually help in a lot of ways. You know, I feel like people who don't watch my videos will start coming to the channel and understand what I mean when I give a score, rather than not understand why I gave it this, or not really get what a B means or a B minus means, because I suppose it is kind of confusing when you think about it. If you don't know the system, then you're not really going to get what it means. And so I guess I'm selling out and making it a more understandable system by going 0 to 10. So what's going to happen now is I'm just going to go 0 to 10 and keep things simple, because anyone who, you know, listens to music reviews will know what a 7 out of 10 is. They'll know what a 6 is. They'll know what a 4 is, without any confusion, really. But the exact reason as to why I did the ABC in the first place was because I didn't want to be like everyone else. So I still want to have something that's a bit different about my system that not many other people use. So what I will do is that I'm going to have like a 0 to 10, but then I'm going to have like 0.5s, you know? So like I'll give something a 6.5. A 7.5, an 8, and then an 8.5, a 9, and 9.5, you know what I mean? So it's not just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it's just kind of basic at that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. I know loads of critics obviously have become very popular by doing that, but again, to separate yourself from the crowd, you do kind of need to do something different. So that's kind of going to be my difference to what other critics do. So it's not just going to be like always like a 6, 7, 8. It's going to have a 0.5, and that kind of differentiates what a 6 is and then what a 6.5 is, if you get what I mean. I do hope people aren't upset with this change. I know it's quite a big one to make. I didn't really want to make it, to be honest, but considering people that actually watch regularly decided that this would be a better idea, then that's kind of how I'm basing this, really, because again, you know, my channel doesn't grow massively. It's pretty slow, and I feel like if I did make this change, it might start improving things. Who will see? I don't know, but again, new people that have never watched my videos will probably have more of a grasp as to what I'm saying now. And like I said, there shouldn't be any confusion anywhere, and I don't even think it's that hard to work out the system, especially if you just watch my trailer. But I can't just like expect everyone to just watch the trailer when they may not be that interested in the first place. Like if someone's just going to watch one video and then they're never going to watch a video of mine again, which is absolutely fine, then I'd at least prefer them to know that they at least have an understanding of what I'm trying to say, as opposed to, what does that even mean? Why did he give it that? And now I don't care, so I'm not going to watch any more videos. Do comment and let me know how you feel about this though, because I know some regular people might not like this change. Again, the ABC system is very different in comparison to every other music critic out there, so it's obviously quite a big change. It was something that separated me from other people, and now people might think, I just like everyone else, so I'm not interested anymore. So if that's the case, then that's fine. You know, do whatever you want. You know, if you don't agree with this, let me know. If you think this is a good idea, then do let me know. But, you know, man, I've had a lot of people that, like, not even just people that don't watch the channel, but even, like, you know, for example, Dotsy Lines on Twitter, who I talk about music a lot with, he watches my videos sometimes. He's not a regular viewer, but he'll sometimes say, like, I don't really get your system, and it's a bit confusing, and it shouldn't really be as complicated as it is. So you know, it's just stuff like that that makes me think I should probably change this. And actually, you know what, sometimes I get confused with what I grade things, because sometimes I give something a B and then I think, well, that's supposed to be an 8 out of 10, so why don't I praise it as much as I do a B plus? And there's not even that much difference between a B and a B plus, but yet according to my system there is a big difference. And sometimes I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. So then I'm like, what do I give it? And then it's the same with like a C and a C minus. Sometimes like I have a conflict on what to give something, and it shouldn't really be that way. You know, I should just be confident on what I'm giving something and then just leave it at that. But hopefully this new change will help. I hope you are okay with this. Don't be mad at me. Like I say, comment below. If you're happy with this, so let me know as well. And yeah, hopefully it works out and people enjoy the videos equally as much, or if not more, than they did before. So yeah, thank you for watching. Yeah.